Shalom. Shalom, Yesharala. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakathum to the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. It's your brother Gadal from the Great. It's like it. Ooh, it's like it. Yeah, it's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. And this quick lesson just going to get into the Lord is doing things in your walk that you may not understand. Or, I might say like behind the scenes. Right? Because, after, not after, but like as you, begin to, get some years under your belt and being in the truth, or as you just growing in this thing, in this truth in general, right? You'll begin to learn things about the Lord. You be like, damn. And even with knowing, it doesn't change the fact that, man, you still gonna go through it. Like, like for example, how we know we get chastened by the Lord, right? To be corrected, man. Right? We get that disciplinary correction. So we know we got to deal with that, but that doesn't change the fact that it doesn't feel good, that it hurts. We know it's for our betterment, but it doesn't mean we're going to be smiling and cheesing through it. This is says in Hebrews, the 12th chapter. Probably going to get it. That's just an example, but, right now it may be, it's hard. I mean, it's meant to be hard because it's meant to test you, to build you up. Right? Matter of fact, let me get that. Matter of fact, yeah, I just thought of another scripture. Let me get this instead, so like it. Because all of us, well, let me say, the elect, Lord will not be a part of that. They're all works of art of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Right? They're all being built up, sculpted in a way that's very pleasing onto Yahweh Bashem Shai. And all that takes a process, a long, tedious, and not so easy process, man. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and get this 2 Esdras 9 and 22. And the latter part of the verse is really going to be the point. It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. Right? So with great labor, Yahweh Bashem Shai, he's making his man, well, I'm going to say his elect, right? Perfect, man, which is complete. Through what? The trials and tribulations that you have to go through on a daily, right? Matter of fact, yeah, the trials and tribulations you have to go through on a daily, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this Zechariah chapter 13. Come on. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 9. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, the 1/3, the elect, right? Through the fire, which is the trials and tribulations you have to go through on a day-to-day basis, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, it is Yahweh is my power. Exactly. So the elect, they're going to be tried out. They're going to be going through a lot of shit. So hell, Psalm 34 lets you know there are many afflictions of the righteous, man. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord deliver them out them all. Meaning, that's what makes them the elect. They persevered through everything, right? They endured, misfortunes, shortcomings, you know, he's patient, long suffering, really. Things of that matter. They endured all that through the power of Spirit Yahweh Bashem Shah. Because the Lord coming through for you doesn't always mean that he take you out of something. Right? Sometimes it just means he gave you the strength to go through something that you don't want to go through. Yes, it sucks in the flesh, man. It sucks. It don't feel good. We don't want to go through this. I just want to be perfect already. We want to be perfect already. It's like it. The elect, man, they just want to be perfect already. But we understand that Lord got to come back to heal somebody. He's coming back with healing in his wing to heal. He ain't going to heal anybody that's already perfect. So we have to deal with these thorns that each of us have. Right? Yes, we still fight and strive for the masteries. But no matter what, we come up short every single time. You can try your absolute hardest. Hell, you can have a period of time when you are doing good. But best believe that period of time is going to flip eventually. We in the flesh. And that's just the balance of it, man. Right? It might be 1 minute where you just going hard and studying, like you really on point with it. And then the next is just like, damn, you barely doing it at all. You might be doing the bare minimum then. Or it might just be days like that. However the Lord have it set up for you walk. It's different for every individual brother. Right? And we understand that, or, you will understand that, like, Lord, there's a lot of things he does, man, just beyond our comprehension, man. Right? Like, shit, I'm just blessed the Lord allow us to understand what we understand now. How he chastising us, how we understand that he's doing it because he loves us. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that. I'm just quoting Hebrews 12 the whole time anyways. But I'm going to go ahead and get it. It says, for whom, my bad, Hebrews chapter 12, verse, I'm going to get 5. It says, and the title of it says, A Father's Discipline. Right? Yahweh Bashem Shah, man, he ain't no pushover. I'll tell you that much. He's a hard teacher. But one of the greatest ones you can have. Well, the greatest ones you can have. Nobody better than the Lord. So, but Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5, it says, And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you, as unto children, my son. Despise not the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. Right? So despise not the hell that you're going to have to catch, the discipline that the Lord has to do upon you. Right? So despise not those things, man. Why? I'm finna read verse 6. It says, For whom Yahweh Bashem Shah loveth, he chastened the man. Right? He corrects, man. He whatchamacallit? He put that hell on you. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, he put that hell on you, man. Put that spiritual belt on you. Literally. And scourges every son, which scourge goes into whip. So he whoops us, man. Whom he receiveth. So if the Lord love you, man, he gonna be putting you through the ringer, man. You're not finna have no jolly good time, old life here. Right? Lord gonna be putting you through it. Put it like this, how about Shilshai? He's gonna make sure you hate this place, bro. I'm like, that's one thing he is gonna do for sure. He's gonna make sure that you hate this place because of all the hell that you're catching. He's gonna make sure you hate it. And that's good. You want to hate this place because that's mean when the time comes to let it go, you'll be willing to do it. Because if you don't want this place to go, then guess what? You're gonna see prophecy and you're gonna be like, you're gonna get a little nervous, you're gonna get scared because you low-key don't want this place to go. Think about it. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 7 says, If ye endure chastening, the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Shah, dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? So if you endure it and you don't pretty much bitch up and quit, then that right there lets you know the Lord dealing with you, man. Right? The Lord is dealing with you, man. the hell that you catch every day, you fighting, you praying to the Lord, keeping your faith in Him, you know, doing all these things to the best of your ability, man, Lord's dealing with you, man. Now, if you just chilling in the woodworks and you just having the time of your life, I guess you could say, where it's just like, that's not really a good sign, right? People, because what 2/3 gets misconstrued, if I'm saying that right, is that they think that that the Lord giving them things is ultimately showing that the Lord loves them, which is the exact opposite. Because Yahweh Shah, he let it. Remember, this is the 2/3 consolation, which is their comfort / rest. So the Lord, He's being a fair power about, like, you know what? I'm gonna give you what you want. I mean, you're still gonna suffer regardless, but I'm gonna give you what you want. You're gonna be able to get more women. You're gonna be able to, get that job you want. Get top guy, or get some kind of satisfaction of what you're trying to do. Right? He gonna allow you to do that. And people mistaking that, like, man, the Lord blessing me. No, bro. No, He's not. If anything, Lord is like pretty much setting you up, and you don't even know it. That's why it said in the beginning of what we was reading in Hebrews 12 and 5. Despise not the chastening of the Lord, because them chastisements that the Lord be, the whoopings, that disciplinary correction that the Lord be putting us through, is making us ready for what we're finna come into, man. Simple as that. So, like, give me a second. Yeah, it's simple as that, man. This shit hurts, man. But it's, in the end, it's gonna be all worth it in the end, as long as you endure to the end. Now, if you don't endure, then of course, it's not gonna be worth it then. But if you endure through the power of Spirit Yahweh Shah, then you good. I'm gonna give verse 8. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 8 says, "But if ye be without chastisement," the 2/3, right, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Exactly. So, in other words, man, you a bastard, man. Lord's not worried about you. I'm like, oh, you want that here? Go ahead. It's just kind of like how it is in the real world, in this world, man. Your parents is gonna be hard on you. They're gonna be hard on you. They don't care about the other kids that's not theirs. Hell, they might say something to them, even if that, but like, they not worried about them. Like, man, hey, you can go do what the hell you want. I don't care. You can go jump off of a cliff. But this one mine, and I'm gonna make sure mine get good. Mine get straight. He's gonna be good. That's what His Lord doing with us, man. In a nutshell. And it's not the most comfortable thing, man. Like I said, it hurts. It don't feel good, right? But guess what? Lord is building us up in ways that we don't even understand, right? Hell, Lord, like, will have you questioning a lot of stuff. But even within that, Lord just simply wants you to trust in Him, man. Just simply have faith in Him, because it's Him doing it. It's not like it's just this flawed ass coach that you got doing it where he can mess up. But Lord, He doesn't mess up, though. Yahweh Bashem Shah doesn't mess up. So what He's doing, He's like, okay, I'm gonna do this at this time. Okay, and he probably gonna fail this test right here, but I'm still building him up. How the Lord got set, man, we don't know. Yeah, hey, Scripture goes to how Yahweh Bashem Shah, He knows the very hairs on your head, like, every number. We don't know that, and we see our hair every day. The hairs on your head are all numbered. The Lord knows all of it. He knows it to a T. Really just representing how the Lord knows you better than you. Right? What you think you need, you probably don't need. And I speak to myself first and foremost, man. It's things that I'll be thinking that I need, but I realized that, man, I really didn't even need it. With a little bit of time, it got revealed to me. I'm like, oh, I actually didn't need it. I just thought I did. But the Lord, He already knows. All right, but I'm gonna jump down to verse 10. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 10. It says, For they verily for a few days chasten us after their own pleasure, but he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness. So Yahweh Shai, he chasten us, he disciplined us for our profit, that we may be partakers of his holiness, that we may be worthy to basically be with him when the time comes, man, to be changed and be like him, be like Yahweh Shai. New bodies, first fruits, right? Verse 11, love this one. It says, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous but grievous, meaning when you in the midst of that, man, when you're in the midst of getting chastised, getting whooped by the Lord, man, you know, it's not fun. It's like I said, it's grievous, man. You're gonna be upset. You're gonna be low. You're not gonna want to do anything. You're gonna be upset, man. And you know, it doesn't feel good. But Marie says, nevertheless, afterward, right, when it's over, it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them that which are exercised thereby. Boom. It builds you up. It builds you up in ways that you may not understand. And sometimes the Lord, he'll allow you to understand it. But other times the Lord just be like, nah, don't worry about it. Just know that I got you, bro. Just trust in me. Right? Because like I said, how is the Lord preparing us in these times, man? He's preparing us to trust in him. So guess what? You're going to be put in a lot of situations within your walk to where you don't know. You'll be like, man, why, Lord? Why? That's how you be feeling. Let's just be honest. Why? How about Shem Shai? I'm trying to do this. I'm doing that. I'm fasting, but this is still, something like this is still happening. And it just boils down to like, ultimately what the Lord wants, what Yahweh Shem Yahushua wants is like, hey man, just trust in me. Pray that pray that I have mercy on you. And just trust in me. Like if the Lord was here, if Yahweh Shem Yahushua was here, that's what he would say. Oh, thou little faith, you know? Like that's probably how he'll be. I don't know. You know? Because that's really what it boils down, like I said, what it boils down to a lot of the time, man, just trusting in him, man. Knowing that he is, man. And whatever he got going on within your walk, right, at this very moment, right, whether, you at your parents' house or not, whether, you got, a real good paying job or not, whether, however the Lord got your situation set up, that's exactly where he wants you to be. If he got you where you ain't getting money like that, there's reasons behind it that you may not know. Because what if you did have that money? Would you be going as hard as you going now, maybe? Would you be doing more or would you be doing less? Hell, would you even be in the truth? Right? These things that you have to think about, but you may not understand it. You might think like, but I can handle money. I had it before, right? You might have had like a lot of money before, but like, Lord be like, nah, right now I want you to be low right now. I want to see how well you can function. Will you still serve me when you don't have all that money for a period of time? And that period of time can be years. Not talking about weeks, months. It can be that long, but like, a lot of the shit, Lord, he'll be putting you through a test that you in for years, man. And you got to be okay with that. And you just got to have faith in him that like, okay, whatever he is doing is for my betterment. And sometimes the Lord will let it be made known to you. Not every time. I'm not going to act like he does it every time, but there's times he will allow, you're like, you know what, I'll let you know this one. This is what I was working on. You be like, oh shit, man, it hits you. You get all happy. Then sometimes, you might, you should be able to speak for personal experience. I mean, I'm pretty sure brothers felt this way too. But sometimes, like, when I go through some and the Lord does allow me to know, it makes me feel bad because how I was at that moment before. I'm sitting there questioning the Lord, like, wow, Lord, man. I'm getting upset. Then when I come out of it and the Lord showed me like where he built me up in, I was like, damn, man, it's just like, I'm so fucking ungrateful. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? you know, and it happens. Stuff like that happens because that's why the Lord reveals it sometimes to show you, just like, see, this is what I was doing, man. You just had to trust in me. And he's like, damn. And them tests get harder though, because even with me knowing that doesn't mean the Lord can't still test me to the point to where I can get to that point again. Where I'm questioning, like, shit, Lord, you know. This is Yahweh Shem Shah we're talking about, man. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that in Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 8. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." All right. So whatever Yahweh Shem Shah is doing behind the scenes within your life, your walk, it all boils down to one thing, man. Like I said, it all boils down to one thing: your faith in Him, trusting in Him through it all. Even when you don't know, even when it's questionable, because that's what we're going to have to do in Jacob's trouble, right? Lord might make it to where, Lord, you might be out and about, however Lord has it said, you might be out and about in Jacob's trouble, and you might have to take a certain path. Like, Lord wants you to take a certain path, but you look at it, and that hole's like, oh shit, like that hole looks all fucked up, it looks dangerous. You be like, damn, like you might have a second thought, but if you've been getting built up to trusting you, how about Shem Shah, you're gonna be like, man, fuck it. He told me to go that way. And you go that way and you be surprised. Hell, Lord might let you go that way and something might happen just so He can lift up a standard for you. We don't know. You don't know. I don't know. But what we do know is if we trust in Him, we'll be okay. Right? If we have our faith in Him, He will come through. He always has, man. Surah 2:10, man. Right? Psalms 37, 22, 25, around that area. David said, I am young and now old, never seen the righteous forsaken nor begging bread. Right? But let me get this last one. I'm going to close it out with this one. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 28. Matter of fact, I'm going to give verse 18. And then I'm going to jump down 28. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." So what we going through, them trials, them tribulations, right? It's not going to compare to what the Lord's going to give us, man. Remember, this is Yahweh Shem Shah we're talking about, the one that knows us better than ourselves, right? He's going to give us things that we didn't even know we liked. He's going to be like, damn, like, oh shit, I didn't even know I like this. You're like, yep, and I got it just for you, son. Go ahead. And that's for when the time comes, though. You got to, right now, we got work to do. We got to endure, get that relationship right with the Lord, man. Because you're going to need that. You're going to need that strong bond with Yahweh Shem Shah. Right? Shit, hell, that's what builds a strong bond, man. When you got history with somebody, when you went through the thick and thin, right? Because everything ain't going to be always peaches and cream, man. When you go through something, like, even when when you're best friends with somebody, right? What makes that relationship strong is when, like, you have, not only you have ups, but you had them downs with them as well. That's what makes the relationship strong, man. But I'm going to go ahead and jump down to verse 28. End it off on that. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 28. It says, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to them who are called according to His purpose." So if you love Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, which you show through keeping the commandments to the best of your ability, even though we're not, full on judged by the law, we're not really judged by the law, but you keep them because Scripture says it. If you love me, keep my commandments. As well as if you love me, feed my sheep. If you've been gifted to be teaching, be a prophet, then you should be making lessons and feeding the sheep. That's another way of showing that you love the Lord. Or one of the biggest ways, at least, if you are gifted with it, though. But if you're not, then, you just get the law, statutes, commandments to your best of your ability and pray that your Lord make you more of an asset to Him. That's it. That's all you can really do. But yeah, man. Anyways, Just let it just like I said, man, just all things work good for you, meaning the good as well as the bad, no matter what it may be. That bad thing is what made you what you are today. Remember that. But anyways, Lord willing, I was edified. I want to end it off by saying, Call Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time, I say, Shalom, Yisrael.